am resigning from Schneider National. Yes, you guys read that correctly. My last day is August 9th. I did put in a 2 weeks notice, so let's talk about it. So I get that there's like a debate in the trucking industry about whether or not you should put in your 2 weeks notice or just, telling the employer that your last day is this day or whatever. But I actually do believe in putting in your 2 weeks notice in trucking. And what's funny is that my first job in trucking was actually at Gordon Food Service, and I didn't actually put in my 2 weeks notice working there. I just quit. But I feel like in that case, it's justified because I just felt unsafe working there overall. I felt that an injury was inevitable given that type of work. And I'm not going to get into it in this video, probably the next video when I talk about, my experience in trucking so far over the course of the past year. But today's video is obviously about me quitting Schneider and why. Well, here's the thing. There's no longevity at these mega carriers. Seriously. And I know that I said I was going to be here for 1 year. I was going to stick it out with one carrier, but I can't do it anymore. And shout out to the people out there that have been with Schneider, Swift, and Warner for 5, 10, 20 years. Shout out to you guys. You're better than me. I just can't do it. Hi guys, so I'm actually editing the video, and one thing that I forgot to mention was that what prompted me to start looking for other jobs was I noticed that I got only a 2-cent raise in my time working here at Schneider. The entire time I've been here, which is 10 months, I only got a 2-cent raise. Mind you, I've been trucking for a year just about. So I called Human Resources, and they told me that only your DTL can discuss the pay details with you. So I talked to my DTL, my driver team leader, and I asked him, is it normal to only get a 2-cent raise despite working here for 10 months? And he said, yes, that's normal. So literally that was all I needed to hear to start applying for different jobs, because stuff like this just gets old. It's not even just about the pay. It's just literally everything about this job is just too much for me. I just cannot do it anymore. Last week, Ecolab was delayed 2 shifts, and that puts you behind on loads, that puts you behind on miles, and it's that affects your income. And this week, they shorted my miles because I was supposed to start the week off with a 900-mile run, and I get this run at least once a month, and it's always good because that's how I know my week is going to be good in terms of miles, is because of that run. But last minute they took it away from me, and instead they gave me a local run to, I'm not going to say the name of the company, but they make butter. They gave me a local run to the butter company, and that load is only 160 miles round trip, and it does pay short haul pay, but you're better off getting a load that's 500, 600 plus miles, because you make money off your miles. That's how you get paid here mostly. This short haul pay, this on duty hourly pay is not enough. It's really not. And on top of that, I've only driven 800 miles the entire week, because today I'm actually at the butter company again, and not only that, I'm delayed at least 4 hours. So I got here and I noticed that there was another Schneider tanker driver, same account, both on the same account, my coworker. He was here, he's also in front of me, and he's also delayed because there's a milk truck in front of us. You literally can't make this stuff up with this company. You see my coworkers right there in front of me, and then there's a cream truck in that bay right there, and that cream truck's been there since at least 6 o'clock, maybe even longer. That milk truck's probably been there since 4 o'clock this morning, and it's about 9 o'clock right now. So who knows when I'm going to be finished with the whole unloading process. It's just very frustrating. It's very annoying, and stuff like that reaffirms why I just should not be here anymore, and why I'm just better off working elsewhere. As you can see, the pay, it was, at the time when I first started, although I knew it was not great, I didn't have any experience, so it's what can you really do? I mean, these trucking companies, they look down on job hopping. So, I mean, what do? You just have to thug it out, I guess. And I did thug it out for as long as I could, y'all. I did the best that I could. I learned as much as I could, and I did learn a lot at Schneider. It wasn't easy at first, and this job is actually a lot of work, but over time it does get easier, and it's actually pretty repetitive. You go to the same customers all the time. You get used to the backing situations. You get used to the loading, unloading. You can pretty much, estimate pretty accurately how long you're going to be at a customer over time. And the fact that this job is so hot, fast paced, I learned very quickly how to get better at managing my time. The thing with these local companies is that they're actually very fast paced. So I feel like Schneider, this Ecolab account, did a very good job of preparing me for the, environment when it comes to local work, because, you do go home every day, but I do feel like you do the most work. With this account, I feel like I did a lot of work, and I feel like I worked way too hard for the pay I was receiving on a weekly basis. But it was a great experience. I did overall have a positive experience at Schneider, which is why I put in my 2 weeks notice. I put in my 2 weeks notice because, I don't want to burn bridges with Schneider. I want to leave on good terms, because you just never know. Maybe the grass is not greener at the next company I'm going to, which is Quality Carriers. Yes, so a local position actually opened up in my area, and I want it to be a fuel hauler, of course. You guys already know that, but a lot of the fuel hauling companies in my area, they want you to have 2 years of experience, and I was willing to make the drive to the Keenan Advantage Group energy division. They had one. They had an opening for a fuel hauler in Mechanicsburg, PA, and that's about 45 minutes from where I live. And like I said, I was willing to make that work somehow, some way, but the recruiter shut me down, y'all. She told me that they only wanted fuel haulers with fuel hauling experience. And she was actually pretty rude to me. I don't appreciate that, ma'am. Like she cares. But instead, she was only able to offer me a position in their merchant gas division, their cryogenics division, which was OTR, by the way, and it was only paying 60 cents a mile. That's literally the definition of insanity. That's what I'm going through right now. I'm chasing miles. I don't want my pay to mostly be cents per mile, because if I leave here and go over there, it's gonna be the same thing. I'm gonna be chasing miles. My pay is never gonna be consistent. I want to see consistency. So I ended up having to stretch off Keenan Advantage Group off the list. It sucks, but hey, it is what it is. And also, shout out to the #1 tanker driver on YouTube, GMB Great TV. Y'all go subscribe to his channel. Link to his channel is in the description box down below. Like I said, I applied to Quality Carriers in my area because they were hiring for dry bulk drivers, and the process was pretty simple. Talked to a recruiter. I was actually on the phone with the recruiter for an hour, and we mostly talked about pay, because it's like, come on now, that's really what we care about as truckers once we get experience, is the pay. Like, we want to hear about the pay and the benefits, and it turns out that this company has pretty good benefits. Now the pay, it could be a little better, but it is local, so you can't beat that, and they have a minimum pay guarantee, which is nice, so I'll give it to them. But they don't pay hourly. And I feel like with these local jobs, your best bet is to find something that pays hourly, because that would be better worth your time. But this position actually pays percentage pay. I don't know what my percentage is going to be. The recruiter told me it's somewhere between 27 and 29%, if I'm not mistaken. But right here, you can see this is the job posting right here. They're hiring, they're paying $1,300 to $1,500 a week. That's an estimate. The recruiter and the driving manager, they both reassured me that they're paying their drivers more than that. So it looks promising. Like I said, they also have a minimum pay guarantee, $13.75, but it's only for 90 days. So we're going to really see what this company is really paying after 90 days. But seriously, y'all, they told me that you should be able to easily make $1,500 a week. Plus, it's 24/7 dispatch. It says it right here, 24/7 availability to dispatch. And they do have a schedule. You can choose, a Monday to Friday schedule, a Tuesday to Saturday schedule. And they require you to at least work a 6-day out. How do I say this? They require you to work a weekend day at least twice a month, or work a 6 day or something like that. I don't remember, but yes, you are required to work at least 2 weekend days out the month. It can either be a Saturday or a Sunday, but that is a requirement. So the way I set my schedule is actually going to mirror my fiance's schedule. He is off Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, so I just decided to work Tuesday through Saturday. So I have Sunday and Monday off. So we're both off together. Yeah. So that's the schedule I'm going with. But yes, it says here 1,300 to 1,500 weekly gross with the potential to make more, and I'm definitely going to do everything I can to make more because, you know, I go above and beyond, y'all. Also, their PTO package is actually pretty good. So after 1 year, you get 15 days, if I'm not mistaken. Well, you get up to 15 days. It builds up your first year, but every year after that, you're getting 15 days. They don't like roll over or whatever, so you can actually take a vacation twice a year at this company. I'm not saying I'm going to be at this company forever, but hey, look, that PTO, it does sound promising. And of course, they have the 401k with the company match. They actually have pretty cheap health benefits too. Their HSA plan is only $14 a week. I don't really go to the doctor often, so I think I may have to opt in for that HSA plan compared to Schneider, because Schneider's health insurance plans are very expensive. Just for health insurance alone is $54 a week. But yes, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I am resigning for Schneider National. I tried to make it 1 year, but I could not pass up this opportunity right here at Quality Carriers. I really couldn't. But yes, you guys get to see me embark on a new journey in the trucking industry, my dry bulk pneumatic journey, and I'm looking forward to sharing my experiences with you guys. I told them about my YouTube channel, so they know that I make YouTube videos. It is what it is. But yeah, I can't wait to share everything about this company with you guys and be transparent. As always, if I hated it, I love it, what I like, what I dislike, etc., you guys are going to hear it. But yes, I'll end the video here. You guys are the best audience on the internet, as always. If you enjoy videos like this, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. I'm Tasia Woods, and I'll see you next time.